this is Sonia with Artsy Solutions, and I decided I wanted to come up with a better way of storing some of my words and text and stuff, because it's embarrassing, but yeah, I've been having to sort through a pile of that bags and bags and bags of scraps. So, and it's my own fault, but anyway, I decided I'm just going to go ahead and start organizing stuff like I should have done a long time ago. So I designed it's a freebie. It's a digital words pocket template, and basically it's what it says. It's a pocket, and it has acetate, and it has like a little book plate where you can put the names of your whoever designed it. So this is what it looks like front and back. Well, this one's decorated, and you can just basically put your words in there, and you can also put the name of the kit and the artist who you got it from. That way, when you start getting low and you want some more text, you can see how far along you are. And this is just a work in progress. I'm probably not going to use this exact book to hold this in, because where I punched the holes at versus where I'm actually having to put it on here, it's not cute. So, but anyway, this is just like a beginning. And I got this book anyway from like the thrift store, $1. So, and I'm going to eventually fix it up and use it for something. But anyway, so these are some of what they look like. Here's another pocket that comes open. Well, don't tell me I glued it down. Okay, here we go. I think I did glue that one down. But yeah, you can just basically put your words in there. This is from my Life Words digital kit. You don't have to type it in. I just did that and printed it out just for fun. So I'm just going to do like a brief little walkthrough of what I've started doing. I have some pockets here, and then I also have like a little belly band here. And then this flips over, and then you can put some more words and text in here. And then here, this is also a part of the kit. This and this one, well, this is what it looks like. That's what you'll get. And you'll see it when I show you how I designed all this. When I show you how to compose all this, you'll see what comes with it. Okay, and then this has a pocket, this has a pocket, and then I have the name of the set, the digital word set, and the artist, or I guess you could call it the artist, or the person, the vendor I bought it from. And then this opens and you can put something here. This comes out. Slide that back in there. Let's see. This comes out. I just used some acetate, and I took a dye and added it on top of the acetate, and then put the envelope on top of it. And that's also a pocket right there. And then you can put something in here in this belly band. Then you can also put some stuff in here and in here. And I just added some additional acetate pockets to store the titles. And you can put some stuff here, here. This is a tuck spot here. And then here's more. This is part of the kit. Now this circle and the flower, that's not part of it. It's just the template and the plate and this little back piece right here. But the rest of the stuff, I added to it. And the acetate I added to it. So, but yeah, I'm just kind of working on something just to house my words and stuff. I have 2 pockets, and I'm still adding stuff. And then this is just the book. So let me get started on showing you how to put all this together and what all comes in the kit. And thanks for watching. So I have a whole bunch of words and sentiments and stuff that are already cut out. And I want to create like a storage for them. That way when I need them, I can find them. Instead of having to go through like big stacks of papers and try to sort through and, you know, find words and stuff to use. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut all of these out according to vendor or whoever I got the words from, because these are digital prints. A lot of these are. So I'm just going to create like a storage space for it and label it so I'll know, like, whenever I want to use them again, I know where to find them at. So I'm just going to cut these out individually. Okay, I've noticed whenever I printed this out, it didn't print all the way. I'll be right back. Along the margin, because I didn't do, what do you call it, borderless printing. So like this sentence, I think it's supposed to be, if you want something done, you've got to do it yourself. I can still salvage it and just put, you've got to do it yourself. I can just cut it right there and then use some of these other words like as a collage with some of the other things. But you can still salvage things that weren't printed out correctly. So just letting you know. Okay, so this is the commercial use cover page, and it just tells you the supplies that you need. And you're going to need your templates, some acetate, glue, scissors, paper, and paper trimmer, and some scrap paper. And also here are your, you have the diagram, which just basically shows you everything that's a part of your templates and what everything is. And then of course your instructions, and you know you need to cut everything out and then just follow the instructions. And this is your template, and you can print double-sided. You have 2 double-sided papers that you can use. And then you have your, these are your, the flap closures, and then these are your front closures, and then some words, and then some book plates that you can use for decoration. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and cut all these out, and then I'll be right back. For the record, I just wanted to let you know that if you wanted to have a different design, you could just, once you cut out your template, you could use it as another template onto some designer paper. So maybe some double-sided cardstock or something. And just basically line your card up, your template, to the left and to the bottom of the page as best you can. And just draw around it. And while you've got this one here, just flip this over. Go ahead and draw a line, because that's where you're going to, what do you call it? That's your score line. You're going to do the same thing here. And while you're still holding it in place, oops, trying to keep it still as best you can. So I'm gonna go ahead and lift this up and do the same thing. Draw your little score, your score mark. Just make sure that that's all the way over there. This is here and here. And basically you have your template. And you can do the same thing with this. If you don't want this color cardstock, you could use a different color, but I'm just going to use this as an example. So I'm just going to draw a circle here and just go around it. If you'll notice, I drew the book plate directly up against the pocket template. That way when I cut across, that's one less line I have to cut. So yeah, that's an option if you want to have a different design other than the one that comes with it. Okay, so I started distressing a lot of these with some Mise Ranger Distress Oxide, Black Soot. And what I'm going to do with these book plates after I distress it is I'm going to go over it with some glaze, some Liquitex Professional gel medium, just to kind of make it stronger. And then I'm probably going to back these book plates up against another piece of paper just to give it more sturdiness, because I'm going to insert some labels in here. So I'll show you in just a moment as soon as I get finished stressing this book plate. Okay. I'm just going to back up a little bit. So I've got the book plates, I've got the back closure, and then I've got the front closure, and then I've got the words. These are all cut out and distressed. So I'm just going to set some of those to the side. Now I haven't distressed the templates yet. And also, I'm not sure if you can see it or not, but there are lines on this where you score it. And I'll show you in just a moment. So I'm just going to put this on the scoring board and I'm going to score it. Try to line it up on one of the ridges. See the score lines? I'm going to do that to all of these. And then I'm also going to go ahead and score on these lines. And I'll be right back. And I also went on ahead and scored this paper to fold it over. So I think I might, I don't know if I want to fold it like this or fold it like this. I think I'll fold it like this. This will be the outside. So when you open it, this will be the inside. And these are going to go in here. So I'll show you. So I'm going to go ahead and distress these edges on the inside and on the outside. And I'm going to also do the same thing with the flaps. I'm going to I'm going to distress the edges. And then around in here and here and here and here. And I'll be right back. Okay, so I got everything distressed. So now I'm just going to add these book plates to some black cardstock. And I'm just going to use some art glitter glue to glue it down, and I'm just going to cut it out. This just makes it thicker. Oops. Makes it thicker and sturdier. I'm just going to let this dry for a little bit. Okay, and so while I let that dry, I'm going to go ahead and get my templates. Now basically, let's see which ones. These are the two original ones. These actually have the book paper and stuff like that, and these are the copies of it. So let me just see if I can put the two together. This is the original, this is the copy. So they look pretty much similar, and the only difference is that I printed the copy on double-sided paper. I did the extra page, the back page, and I printed it on here, and I just stamped on this one. I used some stencils and added some distress inks to it. So what we're going to do, we're going to turn it inside like this. Okay, so what you're going to need is some acetate, and you're going to need some that's roughly the size of this. And this measures 4.5 by 3.5, and I've already cut 4 of them, and they measure pretty much that size. You may have to cut off a little excess just in case it's not the exact same size, but that's fine too. So what you're going to do is you're going to flip it over. You're going to, after your corners have already been folded in, you're going to add a little bit of glue to this little corner and to this little corner. And you're going to go ahead and fold your flaps in like that. Then you're going to add glue here and then here. Now there's 2 ways that you can do it. One of the ways is we're going to add a strip, which is like a hinge. So what I did was I cut down, let's see, what's this? I cut 4 strips that are 1.25 by 3.25 inches. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, 1.25 by 3.25. And then I just scored it at 1/4 inch. And if you don't have a scoring board, you can measure it, like take a ruler . You can take a ruler and then put a dot here, measure up here, same thing, 1/4 of an inch, put a dot there, and then line the two up and take an X-Acto knife, or if you don't have an X-Acto knife, if you have a box cutter, and just barely go down the edge with it. You don't want to go hard because you don't want to cut it. You just want it just enough to get that crease in there. So, and that's at 1/2 inch. And then once you've got that scored, fold your cardboard over on the score mark, and you can add your glue. You can use double-sided tape or just something that's really strong. And I'm using art glitter glue and a combination of some red score tape, double-sided score tape. So I'm just going to go ahead and I want to take my X-Acto knife. I'm going to peel this off. And I'm just going to line up this edge with the edge of the template. And then press down. Okay. Now you'll notice that this is kind of bland. So if you want to, I'm going to decorate it after everything's glued together. So I'm just going to go ahead and add some glue here on that strip. Then I'm going to take my acetate and I'm going to line it up to the crease and to the edge and place it over top. Well, before I do that, I forgot. I'm going to have a cover coming over it. This right here is going to be attached to the back. And then I'm going to have this coming in. So what I should have did, let me just show you on here as an example. What I should have did was go ahead and glue that, keep that closed. And go ahead and glue your back flap. Line it up. You see this crease? Or this crease right here? Whether you can see it or not, but let's see. This line is going to line up to the back of here. Like that. So I'm going to go ahead and glue it. That's what I should have did at first. But that's fine. There's a will, there's a way. You want to let that dry, so you want to hold it for a moment. Make sure it's on there. And you can use liquid glue, or you can use your red score tape, or whatever type, the really strong adhesive glue. Because this is your flap. And it's going to fold over on the crease. And the reason why I had two score marks is because it may get kind of bulky, and so it just kind of gives you room for the bulkiness. And then I'm just going to add this right here. To the center. I'm just going to add some glue. To where it comes to put it in the middle and glue it to approximately where it lines up right there. And what it's going to do once it's dry, let's wipe this off. get another one that isn't messed up, is it's going to go into here. So you line this up and get that ready, but don't glue it down yet. Line this up, and you're going to cut a slit probably about right here. So if you want, you could just mark approximately where you want your slit. And then take a ruler and an X-Acto knife and line up the 2 dots. Let me zoom in so you can see. So I have a dot here, and then I have a dot here. So I'm lining the 2 dots together. And then I'm just going to take my knife and cut a hole or slit between the 2. And that's where the little flap is going to go down into. It'll go down in there. Zoom out. Okay. Let me wipe this off. Now is the time you can add your glue. But I want to show you something. You may need to trim this down just a snag, just a little bit from where this folds over. Just take like a little snip, just a little snippet off at like an angle, so that when you close it, it's not like bending it all up and stuff. Okay. So now we're going to add our glue. Well, now we add this to it. You can still add glue along with your double-sided tape. And another way you can do it is, if you didn't want to put this on the front, you could put it on the back. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that too. Let's go ahead and add this to the back at that step. And it's going to go here. So I'm going to flip it. I'll just line this edge up with this crease. And then you can go ahead and add your acetate. I'm going to go ahead and add it to this one first, since I've already got glue on it. Hopefully I didn't have the glue on there too long. And don't panic too much about this side right here, because we're going to cover it up anyway with some type of embellishment. So I'm just going to glue the acetate to all 3. Oh, I forgot to add a slit. So So what I'll go ahead and add a slit to these two, and then I'm going to glue them to the front. What you can do to cut down time is get all your acetate together, and the one that's already got the slit in it, use it as a template to go over your other slits. So just go ahead and cut through all your sheets. I'll have to improvise with this one that's already glued on here. So I'm just going to go ahead and glue this one since it's already ready. Yeah, I'll go ahead and, so this is going to go down in here. So go ahead and glue this. And then where there's excess, just go ahead and trim it off. This is your closure right here. So I'm just going to go ahead and add these to the backs of these. This is your back closure. I'm just going to go ahead and add that. Okay, so now I've put all these together. This is going to go in like that. It's going to tuck in like that. Let me just finish trimming this excess acetate. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut these out. I ended up printing 2 sets of sheets to accommodate the original templates that I used and that I scanned. So I got these cut out, and I'm going to use some of this Liquitex Professional it's a gloss super heavy gel. And basically all I'm just going to do, I'm just going to use my finger. I'm just going to kind of go over it. And all this does It just makes it more sturdy and pliable, so that when you use it, it's not going to tear. This is one of the ideas I learned from Anna's paper creation. She used to do a lot of her fussy cutting images and stuff like that. That's who I learned this from, this little technique from. Okay, so I had some leftover scraps from the double-sided paper that I kept when I cut out the templates. So I'm going to use some of it to add some designs to the back of this. So one of these I think I may just leave blank. Okay, so the two that are, there's two different ones. One was connected between the acetate and the template, whereas the other one was connected just straight to the back. So for the ones that were connected straight to the back, I'm going to just use some blue Distress Oxide. And just kind of distress it a little and give it some color. What I probably should have did was I should have distressed it to get the crease, which I could still get it right here. I should have used some black distress ink. And that's what I'm going to do. Just to make it look a little bit better. And I'm just going to go ahead and go around these edges as well. Okay, so I've got two of those distressed. One kind of a way and then distressed a different way. And we're going to add some of this and also some of the words that I cut out. So I think I'll put the word right. Before I do that, I think I'm going to add like a flower or something. Okay, so I found some just bits and pieces of different shapes and embellishments and stuff. And I'm just going to make these really simple. So I'm probably just going to add like this little honeycomb that I can put on here. Just going to glue this on there. think I put it on upside down or wrong side up, but that's fine. Then I'm just gonna put this little butterfly, or not butterfly, but this little die cut flower on there. And like I said, these are just little scraps that I had laying around. I think I'm just going to take, well, I think I'll just put the word right on there. And I'm just going to decorate this side. I'm still going to be putting the book plate on here. So, and behind the book plate, I think I'll have a piece of this. And so this book plate is going to become a pocket. this one the same way. These two aren't too bad, so I might just I'll put something simple on here. So my camera stopped recording, but I went on ahead and added this right here to the back of this, and you can use it as like a little miniature tuck spot. Let's see, somewhat, you know, you can't put too much on there. So I'm just gonna, I've got the backs of all of the templates done, so I'm just gonna flip it over to the front, and I had already done 2 of them in the front, but I wasn't real big on, I don't really care for how that looks. I think the red is a little too bold, and I'm just not satisfied with this whole look. And I hate to waste, but I'm just going to cover, let's see. I think it would look better this with the word text. So I'm just going to glue these down. Sometimes, as I'm in design mode, I have an idea in my head, but once I put it on paper, it just doesn't turn out the way I like, so just have to kind of make some adjustments to my satisfaction. think that looks a little bit better. And then on this one, you know, like I said, the red's a little bold. So just to kind of tune it down, I'm gonna put this this little die cut piece on here. So I'm not completely wasting it, but it'll look better. And I'm just going to pop this little butterfly on there. Got those two, and then I want to do the fronts of these. And first I'm just going to go ahead and add these to the backs. Instead of using some of the leftover paper, I think I'll use blue as a backdrop. Yeah. So I'm just going to kind of eyeball it, fussy cut it out. Ahead and place them on here. This one I'm going to wait because I didn't put a slit in it, so this is going to be a part of the closure, so I'll do it last. Matter of fact, I've already kind of set aside how I want this to look. So I'm just going to glue this on here. this will tuck in. So now I need to come up with, I want to punch holes inside. Roughly about, let's see, this is 3/4 of an inch in on both ends. I'm just kind of eyeballing it. Okay, so I wasn't paying any attention, and some of them, instead of having this turn up this way, it's where you insert your label up here, I turned it down this way, but that's still fine. You can still put the title of your words in here. So basically, you're going to need some scrap paper. That's, for mine, my cutout. Yours, it may vary in size because of the way I fussy cut this out in the middle, but mine measures approximately, it'll fit at 2 1/8 by 3 1/4 inches. So you can just go ahead and put a piece of white paper or whatever color paper you like for your design. Well, once I get it in here. And this one will go in up here the way it's supposed to. And like I said, it varies, so this one's actually a little bit wider, but just whatever works with what you have. You may have to adjust it to fit. Okay. Oh yeah, and then I did this one from the bottom as well, so just put it in there as best you can. And I went ahead and I've got several words that's already cut out from different customers. Some of them are from my own kits. So starting with my own, you can leave them in like a plastic bag, or you can just open it up and just dump it in there, however you want to do it. For this purpose, it's just easier for me to just leave it in this little bag. So I'm just going to stick these in here. And I know that these are from my Life Words digital kit on Etsy. Life Words. Digital kit. Etsy. So I know what it is, and I'm going to do the same thing for all of my other ones because I've got so many different that I've purchased. Some of them I purchased. That way when I start running low, I can know who I got these from, and so I can print some more of them out. I'm just going to go ahead and put these into one of the folders. I want to be able to see the words through here. And the acetate is strong enough to hold all of it without tearing up as you open and close your little folders. Now some of these are a little bit bigger, so that's where I'm going to use this right here is going to come into play. So I'll show you in a moment. I'll use that on this one, and I'll just put these smaller ones in here. And then I'm just going to go through and name each vendor and their website so I know where to get it from. And then I can put it inside of a folder. This is just, I'm working on it. I'm literally just starting on it. I got this from a thrift store for $1. It's just like an old Wells Fargo binder. Let me back up a little bit so you can see it. But it's pretty sturdy and heavy duty. So, and it has tabs already in it. So that's convenient. I'm just going to idle those up at some point. But you can put these in here, or any type of ring binder. It doesn't have to be this big, for example. But I'm just going to show you how I'm putting these in here. Well, I think I'll skip a space on that. So you can just flip it over. You know, that way you can see the front and the back. And you don't even have to take it out of your folder. You can just, or you don't have to take the whole folder out. You can just take out your words as you go through. But it poses as a pretty good storage solution when you have a whole lot of words you want to use, but you don't want to have to do like I've been doing. I've been just putting it in like a cello bag, and I've got like a bunch of different cutouts, but it's hard to sort through and find where my words are. So to me, I just thought I'd come up with something like this. Now I'm going to come up with a way to use this for like bigger words. So you know how you got your template, which is still the same size as a pocket, and that's what we're going to use this as. It's just a pocket. So what I'm going to do is I considered punching a hole in here, but I'm not going to do that because that's not going to work. What I will do is I want to take some black paper and let's see, 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch, 2 inches wide. This is trial, so I hope this is going to turn out right. So I'm going to cut this at 2 inches, and this is almost the size of 8.5 and 11, so it's going to be 2 inches wide by, let's see how long this is, by 8. And I'm going to score on the scoring board at a 1/2 inch, 1 inch, and 1.5 inch. And basically what I'm going to do is create like an edge. Okay, just going to fold this in the middle. And this is going to become your hinge the same way. This is your hinge, and this is going to glue to here. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use some red score tape right here. As a matter of fact, I'm just going to put red score tape on all 4 of the 1/2 inch increments. And I'll show you why in just a moment. So remember, this is 2 inches wide by 8 inches, the same length as the paper that you cut out from the template. Make sure that these are on good. smooth it down. And I'm just going to take one strip off of this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to line up this paper to this first score line and then glue it together. And then it's going to fold over, and what's going to happen is the two inner pieces are going to get glued to each other, whereas this part right here is just going to glue on the outer edge of the paper. So I'm just going to go ahead and take all of this off. And then just fold it on over. And I'm making sure I crease this little edge or this score line because it's going to bend. Then I'm just going to come in with a hole punch. And depending on the size of your book that you're going to use, can determine where you want the holes at. Because I'm gonna make a few more of these, but I might use different paper. So I'm just going to I should have did it the other way. I should have put this on this side, but it's okay. Well, actually, that's fine because I can still use it. I can still use some other pockets inside here for my taller pieces. So yeah, that's fine. I'm just going to kind of eyeball where I'm going to be putting this. So I'm going to put a dot right here. And then I'm going to put a dot right here because that's where it's going to go in this particular book. But you have to base it on whatever binder that you're going to use to determine where to punch your hole at. And see, this is going to fit in here. Well, maybe fit. I need to make that a little bit taller. It doesn't hurt to measure, which I didn't do, but that's fine because it still works. So what I'll do on this one is I'm going to take, let's see, I'm going to punch like a little hole here because that's the opening. And I'm just going to use a circle punch. This is a 2.5 inch circle punch. And I'm just going to kind of eyeball it and try to get it in the middle. And just punch where this opening is. And of course, you know, I've got to distress it. And then I'm just going to, I want to have it to where it has some black around it, just to kind of bring it out a little bit. So I'm just going to go ahead and glue these edges down the same way you would do a pocket of any style. Little corners. But I'm going to leave some space up here. That way it's this color and this color is not too busy against each other. Then I'm just going to cut it out and slide this up so you can see. I'm just going to place it right here. And I'm actually going to make this into a pocket as well. So I'm only putting glue on the outer edges and leaving the top open. Going to take one of the words and put it on here. And for the ones that aren't already cut out, I'm just going to set those inside here. And then for the words that are too big to fit in like one of these little folders like this, I can put in here, or I could also put it back here. And I think I'll put it back here for now. But that's basically where I'm at. That way it's a whole lot easier finding my stuff when I need it. So I hope that this was helpful. And this is what it looks like. I may just kind of zoom in. Well, yeah, I'll zoom in a little bit so you can see. So here this is. Or maybe I should zoom out. So yeah, you got your words. You just open this up, take your words out, you know. I think I'll put this one on the top because when I open it, it wants to mess up. Back down there, close that, and you got this, flips over, both of these flip, and then you can put some more pockets in here. And I'll just add this. Actually, take these out. these here. That's about it. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope that this was helpful and provided a way to help keeping your word art together without it having to find it all over the place. So if you like this video, please like, comment, share, subscribe, and you can also follow me on some of my on my blog, my Facebook, my Instagram, and other social media content, and I'll have the link in the description, along with some of these other word kits, digital word kits that I've used in this video. So I hope you enjoyed this, and thanks for watching.